We are so excited because we are going to be dealing with some snow, but with that snow also going to be some bitterly cold temperatures. That's something we need to be cautious of. So this midday, we're going to kick things off with meteorologist Brianna Mowry to talk about what everybody wants to know. How much snow and when is it coming down?
Right, definitely going to be seeing some snowfall here in the Midlands. Weather impact alert days throughout the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Very cold temperature, hazardous roads expected. So pull out the winter clothing and the snow gear because you're going to need both of them as we head into the weekend. We have a winter storm warning in effect for most of South Carolina. This begins at 10 o'clock tonight and will last until 10 o'clock Sunday morning. That includes all of our Midlands counties. And an extreme cold warning. This was just upgraded from the National Weather Service. This begins at 7 o'clock Saturday night and 10 a.m. Sunday morning is when it will end. That also includes all Midlands counties, as we're going to see some very cold wind chill temperatures out there right now. 41 degrees, dew point of 23, very dry out there right now, but we are going to see that dew point getting a little bit higher. Here's the next 5 hours. Temperatures going to climb into the upper 40s today. We're going to see sunshine, but clouds are going to increase through the evening ahead of that snowfall. Partly cloudy skies throughout the day today, 51 degrees. I'll have that full forecast coming up in just a few minutes with how much snowfall we could see here across the Midlands. Whitney.
All right, thank you so much, Bree. Now, we want to begin your headlines talking about how you heat your home. I know it seems like a simple topic, but the way you do it matters. It can be critical for your health. One of the reasons, carbon monoxide. As many of you know, it is colorless, odorless, and quickly become deadly when generators or alternate heating sources are used incorrectly. Columbia Fire Chief Aubrey Jenkins explaining safe heating options, and we also spoke with the South Carolina Poison Control, who will explain what to do if carbon monoxide alarms start going off in your home.
If you got a fireplace, use your fireplace. However, if you don't have a fireplace, then the only thing I say, just get you some warm blankets. Now, I know some people may have kerosene heaters. I wouldn't advocate using kerosene heaters because, that kerosene heaters, you have to have good ventilation to use those kerosene heaters. And you're dealing with both the heat, the gases, and so you just want, and you can suffocate from them things.
Leave the house, especially if someone is having symptoms, go ahead and call 911. You can also call the Poison Center, 1-800-222-1222, but leave the house, call and get someone to, if you've got gas appliances, have them checked out to see if that is the issue. If you're somehow burning fuel that you shouldn't be in the house, like a gas stove, a camp stove, you need to remove that immediately from the home as well.
Yeah, some critical reminders there. Experts also recommending that if your power does go out, one of the ways you can stay warm is by closing off rooms and stuffing towels and cracks under doors to avoid wasting heat. But experts not believing that we're going to lose power. That's the hope. Also, when it comes to staying warm, wear layers of loose fitting and lightweight warm clothing. You also want to use those extra blankets to keep warm. And a reminder, never heat your home with an oven due to the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning. Well, speaking of all this winter weather, Sumter already opening a warming shelter ahead of the possible snow. The Sumter United Ministries warming shelter now open from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. and due of the bitterly cold temperatures, they will extend its winter shelter to be open all day Saturday and Sunday until Monday at noon. Of course, there are going to be other shelters that are available as well, including the city of Orangeburg. They'll open a warming shelter to ensure the safety and well-being of residents in need. The warming shelter will be at the city gym at 410 Broughton Street. It will open today at 7 o'clock in the evening and remain open until Monday, February 2nd at 8 o'clock in the morning. There's also the possibility of extended hours depending on weather conditions. Now, residents are strongly encouraged to remain indoors in a warm environment to stay safe. One of the topics that also goes unnoticed sometimes when we talk about severe weather is blood shortages. In fact, there's a national blood shortage right now, and it's being made worse by the winter weather across the Southeast. The American Red Cross says recent storms have forced blood drive cancellations at a time when supplies are already low. News 19's Jamin Wade has more.
The American Red Cross says blood shortages can happen at any time, but winter weather across the Southeast is making it more difficult to keep up with the demand.
Well, the shortages, we never know exactly when they're going to come and when it's going to happen. It's just, we do our very best to predict the amount of inventory needed to service our hospitals. Sometimes there's an uptick in need. Sometimes there's situations like weather that impact our ability to collect blood, which then affects our inventory in that way.
Scott Brown, the Regional Donor Services Executive with the American Red Cross, says the latest winter storm has forced widespread blood drive cancellations across the country.
We've canceled over 500 blood drives across the country, resulting in 15,000 units less than we were anticipating. So that's a lot of units of blood that was meant to be at the hospitals.
At local hospitals like the MUSC, staff says those shortages can quickly impact patient care, especially during severe weather.
So the national shortage is impacting patients because, on my standpoint, I got to make sure my patients are safe. So if I got to wait for inventory to be supplied at American Red Cross, I have to basically make sure donors are getting blood to American Red Cross so I can get blood here so our patients are safe for MUSC.
Shalanda Walker, a blood bank technical specialist with the MUSC Midlands, says when blood supplies drop, hospitals may be forced to make tough decisions about who gets blood first.
You want your patients that are critically bleeding to get that blood before someone that has a routine surgery. So when you have to make those decisions, we hate it, but again, it's patient safety overall.
Walker says blood donations have limited shelf life, making regular donations critical even when winter weather keeps people at home.
It's usually 42 days. So that donation that you think, oh, they're just throwing away, oh no, we need that, because you never know with the sickle cell patient, they need blood critically.
The American Red Cross says anyone who can safely donate is encouraged to do so, especially in areas not hit as hard by the storm. Reporting in Columbia, Jamin Wade, News 19 WLTX.